Well, hi there, Pikachu. I hope you didn't have any trouble finding the place. Cool. All right, well, today I just kind of want to talk a little bit because you described some of the experiences you had with battling other Pokemon and uh, the trauma it might have caused. So I want to discuss a little bit about trauma, right? So trauma, it can have a significant impact on your brain, both in the short and long term. Trauma is a distressing or disturbing event or experience that can overwhelm an individual's ability to cope. It can be physical, emotional, psychological in nature. If I can be a nerd just for a moment, I'd like to share about some of what others say regarding trauma and the effect it can have. There's this scholar named Malika Day. In her 2020 book called Trauma and Expressive Art Therapy, she shared how trauma can impact the body in an individualized way and result in a complex system that can affect memory, social engagement, and quality of life. So, is it okay if we talk a little bit more about this? You following along? Good, good. So when a traumatic event occurs, right, the brain's natural response is to activate the fight or flight response, right? The brain has a fight or flight response because it's evolved to help our ancestors to survive in dangerous environments. You definitely qualify for that. When a person perceives a threat, the brain activates the sympathetic nervous system, which releases adrenaline and other stress hormones into the bloodstream. These hormones can cause a number of physiological changes, such as an increased heart rate or rapid breathing, increased blood flow to the muscles. So what these do is they prepare the body to either fight or flee from it. I'm sure you've experienced that sometime when you're faced with a really powerful opponent or something like that. You might just want to flee, right? Hence the term fight or flight. However, if this trauma is severe or ongoing, the response can be stuck on the on position, leading to chronic stress and anxiety. And this might be kind of what occurred since you're consistently having to do battles and stuff, right? But trauma can also affect the brain development, particularly in children, right? So early experiences of neglect or abuse, maybe when you were younger, it can lead to changes in the developing brain, particularly in areas that regulate emotions, attention, and impulse control. Now, research has shown that exposure to trauma can disrupt the normal development of the brain, especially during critical periods of growth and development. One of the key areas of this brain that can be affected is the amygdala, which is responsible for processing your emotions, right? Anger, happiness, sadness, particularly fear and anxiety, though, right? Trauma can lead to an overactive amygdala, right? It overstimulates it, and that results in heightened emotional responses and difficulty regulating those emotions. And of course, those changes can lead to problems with self regulation, emotional dysregulation, and difficulty in forming healthy relationships later in life. Now, I know you and Ash have that healthy relationship, but I mean with other Pokemon or other trainers and stuff. That sound kind of like maybe some of what's going on with you. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Well, I'm glad to hear about that. Now, trauma can also impact the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain responsible for memory formation or retrieval. Right. In some cases, traumatic memories can become stuck in the brain, leading to flashbacks or intrusive thoughts. And of course, this can make it difficult for individuals to function in daily life, as they may feel as though they are reliving the traumatic event. Right. So sometimes when you can't recall one of your power moves or something, that could be a result of trauma and maybe an event that occurred. So you just kind of block it a little bit, right? In general, I just want to say that overall trauma can have a profound impact on the brain, affecting everything from emotional regulation to memory formation. And you seeking professional help, that's an important step in managing the impact of the trauma on the brain, and just in general improving your overall mental health and well-being. So, with all that said, do you have any questions regarding trauma? Is there anything that I can maybe clear up? I know it's a lot of big terms. No? Okay. Well, again, thank you, Pikachu. I think maybe moving forward, we're going to meet to address some of these things and work on assessing and treating those things if that's okay with you. Great, great. Well, you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming in.